What if I told you that a simple shift in your mindset could change your entire life? That you didn't have to let your setbacks hold you back anymore, and that you could, in fact, literally achieve anything that you wanted. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to develop a growth mindset and have self-belief so that you can have the foundation that is literally key, y'all, to everything that you do in your life. Baby, I hope you are ready, okay? Because in a little bit, I'm going to show y'all how to assess whether or not you have a growth mindset. And if you don't, I'm going to give you the tools that you need. And I can promise you that these are going to be tools that anyone can use and you are going to find success. If you just stick it out till the end of this video, you're going to have everything that you need. So this video is going to be part of the Level Up playlist that I have on my YouTube channel. So if you're looking for motivation in other areas in your life to level up, then definitely check out that playlist. You can find all the chapters that we're going to talk about in this video here, so you know exactly what to expect out of this video. So let's get into chapter 1, which is all about how having a growth mindset and having self-belief go hand in hand. Like, you can't have one without the other. You have to have both in order to find success in whatever it is that you're pursuing in your life. So if you're wondering what a growth mindset is, it's basically the mentality that whatever skills you have, you can improve. It's the mentality that even if you don't know something right now, even if you're not good at something, that you can learn the skills to be good at that thing. Having a growth mindset means that you believe in your intelligence, that you can get smarter, you can be smarter, you can level up whatever area in your life, and that essentially you can just learn, that you believe in the fact that you can learn something new and that you can excel at it. And then self-belief is just how much confidence you have in yourself to be able to do said thing. So maybe you feel like you want to go back to school and you want to learn, I don't know, how to be whatever, a pharmacist. I'm just making something up. So your self-belief would be the part of you that says, I can do this. Yeah, it might be challenging to go back to school, but I can do it. Like, I can set anything I put my mind to. So your self-belief is just like that underlying drive and motivation that's going to help you get from A to B, because it's that feeling that you know that you can do something and that it's possible for you. So I want to talk a little bit more about how the two actually complement each other. They both give you a foundation for learning. So a growth mindset encourages you to learn and improve your skills, and your self-belief gives you the confidence to take on these challenges, because when you learn something new, it's not always easy, right? Like, when I went back to school and I pursued my degree, yeah, I was scared, I was intimidated, but I was also like, no, I can do this. Like, I know that even if I have a hard time with something, I can ask for help. I can ask my professors for an extension. Like, I can figure it out. Like, I believe in myself that I can make this happen because I deserve it. Like, I deserve to, walk away with this degree and have more options with my career. Like, I know that I can do this. And I remember telling myself, even if I don't know how to do something, like, I trust that I'm going to figure it out and that I can utilize the resources I have. So self-belief is awesome to have, and it's definitely something to build upon, because it's going to be where you become resourceful when you are confronted with these challenges. The two definitely go hand in hand when you're faced with obstacles, for sure. Like, it is going to be your growth mindset that looks at a challenge and is like, okay, this is an opportunity. Like, this is an opportunity for me to push my limits and see how far I can go. Or this is going to be an opportunity for me to step outside my comfort zone and ask for help, whatever the case is. But having a growth mindset when you're faced with challenges in your life is going to be the thing that, like, helps you lean in to the challenge versus like run away from it. Because let's be honest, sometimes when we're uncomfortable, when things get hard, it's easier to walk away, it's easier to give up. But when you have a growth mindset, like, that's not an option. You won't give up. And your self-belief in this situation is going to be the thing that gives you like reassurance that, like, you know what, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can lean into this uncomfortability. I can lean into this fear. I can lean into this obstacle knowing like I'm good. Having a growth mindset and having self-belief definitely go hand in hand when it comes to overcoming failure. Like, it's your growth mindset that's going to view failure as an opportunity to try again. It's your growth mindset that's going to look at failure and that's going to say, you know what? Next time I'll apply this lesson to the situation and I'll be better. Like, your growth mindset isn't going to look at failure and run away from it. It's going to look at it like, what was I supposed to learn from this? And your self-belief is going to be the thing that helps you keep trying. It's going to be your self-belief that reminds you that it's okay to fail. It's okay to not get things right the first time, but that it's never okay to just stop when it's something that's important to you. The two definitely go hand in hand and like encourage you to take action, because when you have a growth mindset, you constantly look for new opportunities, and the awesome thing about having a growth mindset is that you're constantly like learning and growing, even if you're not getting things right the first time. Like, if you have a growth mindset and you're viewing everything as kind of like a lesson, an applied lesson that you've learned, then you're constantly like evolving as a person. And the more you evolve, the more things you learn, that naturally is a confidence boost. And that it's like a feedback loop. Like, it feeds the self-belief you already have, because you can sit there and say, dang, I always try new things, and even when things don't work, I'll try again. And it's just a positive feedback. So if you're wondering whether or not you have a growth mindset, if you're kind of like, how do I assess this? There's a website that I have used to determine like where my mindset is at, especially when I first started doing inner work and self-development. It's a fun little growth mindset quiz, wdhb.com. I'll have a link for y'all in the description, and I'm actually going to have a video here so you can see kind of what it looks like when you get to the website and where you go. It's going to ask you questions about like your mentality. It's just going to ask you certain questions, and then it's going to give you a score at the end. I will say that unfortunately it does ask for your email and like your name, but I mean, you can always subscribe after or unsubscribe after you get your results. But yeah, I mean, I have found this website super helpful. I really like the way that it breaks down your mentality. And I want to say, if you find yourself taking this quiz and then it's just a score at the end of the day, you guys. But if you find that you get a score that says that maybe, you don't have a growth mindset, or that you have a fixed mindset, which is basically the opposite, don't feel bad and don't take it too hard on yourself. Like, it's okay if you get a score and it says like, hey, you're not, you don't believe in as much of your ability that you can, change your skills and whatnot. Like, that's okay, because if you deep down want to learn how to have a growth mindset and how to be more positive and believe more in yourself, then you'll figure it out. Essentially, you'll figure it out. And I just know that by you taking some steps, including watching this video and taking the quiz, that you're going to be able to develop that mindset. So don't feel bad if you get a score that maybe makes you feel some type of way. Take it with a grain of salt and just continue to do whatever work that you're doing to improve yourself in your life. And let me know down in the comments below, for those of you who end up taking the quiz, like, I would love to know what you got, or what your mindset is, what your mentality is, if you're comfortable to share it. But yeah, that's just one resource you can use to kind of see where you're at. Now I want to talk about why you should care. Okay, you should definitely care about having a growth mindset, and you should definitely care about having self-belief. When you have the two, it really does enhance your resilience, which basically just means like how far you're willing to go, how much you're willing to take, how far you'll push yourself. Because when you're faced with a challenge, your growth mindset is going to be the part of you that views this as an opportunity to learn something. And your self-belief is going to be the thing that helps you persist through that challenge. And something that I want to give an example of is my weight loss journey. It has been so difficult. I am not even gonna lie. Okay, it's been like 5 years. My weight's gone up, it's gone down, it's gone up, it's gone down. I've maintained, I've gained. It's just been everywhere. And there have been times where I have felt like, should I just give up? Because obviously something's not working out. Like, maybe it's impossible for me to lose weight. But then I tell myself, no, I trust my body. I still show up to the gym. I still eat pretty healthy. I don't drink alcohol. Like, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for my body, but there's something that is throwing my system off. I don't know if it's maybe like a food allergy I have, or if it's cortisol, like if maybe I'm in a high stress mode because I am a really busy person. I'm constantly doing something, but I'm figuring it out, and I will not give up, because I know deep down in my heart that I have a vision, and I know that I can be the healthiest, like most fit version of myself, not for anyone else, but for me. But there's just a version of myself that I see in my mind when it comes to my health, and I haven't achieved it yet. Okay, just because I haven't achieved it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Even though it's been 5 years and I'm still on this journey and I'm still working at it, it is my resilience and my self-belief that I can have the body of my dreams that keeps me going. Like, I will not stop until I have that body that I envision in my mind that I know that I can have. And it's not even about comparing myself to other people or anything like that. I just know for myself, there is a feeling that I have when it comes to my health that I haven't achieved it yet, but I know that I will. And so it is it's that resilience, right? That keeps you going in those situations. Even if you're not getting the results you want, even if you feel like it's better for you to just give up, your resilience, your self-belief, and your growth mindset is going to be the thing that helps you get that outcome one way or another. If you care about being good at solving problems, then you should care about having a growth mindset and self-belief, because those two things will get you really good at being resourceful and being a problem solver and thinking about different ways to kind of go about what it is that you're experiencing if what you've been typically doing isn't lending you any sort of result. And in this example, it's kind of cool because it's your growth mindset that's going to put you in a position where you're more willing and more likely to try something that you haven't tried before. And it's your self-belief that's going to actually give you the confidence to do the thing, right? The thing that you haven't done. So let's go back to my dream body example. I have for the longest time been someone who's like deficit, like be in a deficit. And I recently listened to a podcast where, the guys on the podcast were talking about how if you've been in a deficit too long, that your problem might be that your body has adapted to those calories, and that is now your maintenance calories, which is why it makes it hard to burn off extra fat. And it really had me thinking of like the concept of eating more, because that is something that's challenging for me. And by the way, like I'm no health professional or anything, like please consult your doctor if you do anything health wise. But for me, eating more has not been intuitive. That was never the intuitive way for me to go about like my weight loss journey. And hearing this idea of eating more to like rebalance my hormones and like, get my body out of that stress mode and like stop releasing cortisol, it just was like, there's no way this is what I'm supposed to do. But then I was like, you know what, let's try it. It's worth a shot. Maybe I need to rebuild my metabolism and eat more and then get my body used to all those calories and then go back into a deficit, and let's see if this helps me get the results that I want. And it is scary because, oh my gosh, eating more, it's like, is that gonna like do more damage than I want it to? But it's my self-belief that, you know what, let's try it. Why not? If it works, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Like I'm still in the gym. I know that if this isn't the solution, something else will be the solution. It's worth a shot. So even though it's really scary and not so intuitive for me to be eating more right now, I'm doing it. I've been doing it for like 4 weeks. And quite frankly, I've been trimming down. So I'm like, that's crazy. That's like a video for another topic. But yeah, it's going to be the things that make you so uncomfortable, but your self-belief that pushes you through that uncomfortability, because you know that there's a lesson. Regardless of the outcome, there's always a lesson in the uncomfortability. The uncomfortability will always teach you something about yourself. Having a growth mindset and having self-belief increases your motivation, okay? When you have a growth mindset and you're like, you know what, I can learn how to do something new, you're going to go after it because you believe that you can. If you sit there and you're like, oh, there's no way that I'll ever learn how to do this, and there's no way I'll ever be good at that, you're never going to start. But if you deeply believe that you can learn how to do anything, if you deeply believe that you can build on the skills you already have, then that belief is going to help you actually get started. That belief is going to be the thing that gives you the momentum to put yourself out there, because you know that you can do it. You know you can achieve whatever you have your mind to. So it's a matter of you like getting up and getting after it. This is one of my favorite aspects of the whole growth mindset self-belief topic, but it's that the two really give you like a healthy mentality around failure. Because when you have a growth mindset, yes, if you fail at something, it still might feel like, oh man, like, oh, that sucks that I like didn't do good. But then you honor that feeling of like, oh man, but then you repivot and it's like, okay, you know what? It's okay. I don't have to be good at everything I do, especially right away. I don't have to excel the first time I try something. And honestly, something that has really helped me, this mentality, is that if I got what I wanted right away, if I got what I wanted the first time, the second, even the third time I tried something, would it really even be that meaningful to me? And an example that I want to give is with my YouTube channel. Like, I'm a new creator. I just started posting videos in November. Like, I just started my channel in 2023. And you know, it's been like 9 months, you know, I'm posting. Like I had like about a 3 month break, but for the most part, like your girl's posting weekly. Like I'm putting in time and energy and effort to research topics, to record, to edit, and to post a video. And you know, I can't even tell you how many hours I've put into it. And as of today of this video, I have 134 subscribers, and I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that. And I'm not gonna lie, there was an older version of me, like especially when I first started posting. I thought that by the end of this year, that like I was gonna have 10,000 subscribers. I'm like nowhere near close to that, but that's okay. You know, just because I haven't hit my goal doesn't mean that I'm a failure. Just because I have like 100 videos and less than 500 subscribers doesn't mean what I have to say is not important. Like this is not failure at all. And even if it was like I technically failed my goal, it's like, okay, what can I learn from the videos I have been posting? What can I learn from the way that I've been editing? What can I learn from my data, my analytics, what it says, what people have been watching, and when they click out and when they interact? Like what's the lesson? Like where can I find the lesson? And your self-belief here is what helps you see, it's what helps you see the positive aspects of your quote-unquote setbacks or quote-unquote failures. So it's my self-belief that allows me to sit back and say, you know what though, like I can look at my analytics, I can use this data, and you know, I've been doing great in other areas. Like my number of impressions that I've had like over 100,000 impressions. It's like, wow. So you're telling me in the last year over 100,000 times my video popped up on someone's screen? Like, you think I care if my subscribers are at 10,000 right now? No, it's showing me that, okay, what I have to say obviously is being searched on YouTube if it's being pushed out 100,000 times. So it's your self-belief that's like, okay, like in this example, right? Like I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Like there's something for me to get here, and I'm gonna get it, okay? And it's okay to fail, and it's okay to, you know, not be where you want to be, because at the end of the day, when you have a desire to do something, if it's really that meaningful to you, you're never going to give up on it anyway. Like your failure might just, you know, be preventing you from getting to where you want to get in the timing that you want to get. But when you learn how to release that control and just be okay with this like process and being a lifelong learner, then it's like it'll happen when it happens. But until then, like it's just like, let's continue learning the lessons as we go and like becoming a better version of who we are. Like that's my mentality around it anyway. And that actually transitions really nicely into like the final part of like what I wanted to say as far as like why y'all should care about having a growth mindset. And it's just that it promotes like a positive outlook on life. Like tell me not, when you can sit there and you can say, hey, I didn't do great this time, but I'm gonna be better next time. Doesn't that feel good? Or when you can say, even though I'm not good at this skill, I can learn how to be good at this. I can learn how to be excellent at this. Like when you can say these nice things to yourself, when you believe in yourself, overall your quality of life is just so much better, because then it's not poor me, or it's not me being a victim, or like, oh man, I suck at this, like boo hoo. Like it's none of that. Like when you're in that mentality, it's very low vibration, and it's also very like, it's just low vibration, right? Versus when you're in that mentality of like, you know what, I will figure it out. You're in your power. You're in a high vibration. You're not letting your circumstance dictate your value. You're seeing the positive of your circumstance, and you're allowing your circumstance to be a lesson for you. And life is just so much better when, you know, you accept that you don't have to be perfect at things, but when you also don't let that be an excuse to not try and to not keep trying. So before we move on to the next chapter, if you are finding value in what we have talked about so far in today's video, definitely like the video. This engagement really helps me see that this is valuable, and it also gives me an idea of maybe what I should elaborate more on next time and what other kind of videos that I can create for you. So take a second, like the video if you're getting value, and let's move on to the next chapter. So I wanted to dedicate a chapter to just kind of share a little bit more of my testimonial, because I don't want to be someone that's like, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this. Like I really care about sharing my experiences and shedding light on what I have went through that has put me in the position that I'm at right now. So if you want to skip over to the next chapter, by all means go for it. But if you want to stick around for a second and hear a little bit more about like how having a growth mindset and self-belief has changed my life, let's get into it. I am not afraid to put myself out there, y'all. Like the biggest example that I can really give is my YouTube channel. Okay, this might not seem crazy because it's like, if as a viewer, because I watch, my favorite creators all the time and I never think about this, but that person had to develop the self confidence to get to where they're at, to be able to sit down, record themselves, and post it for the whole world. Like, my videos are public, okay? Anyone on this planet can essentially see these videos. And once you hit that record button and you put it out there, you're putting yourself out there for anyone to judge you. And for the longest time, that freaking scared me. Like, it took me a while to start posting videos on YouTube. I even have videos from like 2020, 2021. I never posted them. They're unlisted on my YouTube channel because I had to get myself to like, just record it, Ladette. Just record it and then don't post it. Let's get this part out of the way, right? But it scared me so much because it's like, what are people gonna think of me? What are people gonna say? Are people gonna laugh at me? Are people from high school gonna like think like, who does Ladette think she is? Like, recording, like she thinks she's gonna be a YouTuber. Like, when you put yourself out there, you really are faced with your biggest insecurities. I mean, truly, like, whether you're starting a business, and I'm sure so many people can relate, like going from one career to another, like there's a state of vulnerability that you feel when you do the thing that you've been wanting to do for a long time. And it took me so long to just get myself to do it, because before I was just like, what if, all the what ifs, like I already shared the what ifs, but the biggest one was, what if I'm not good at it? What if no one, like, what if I reach no one? What if my videos don't land anywhere? What if I, what if I just don't grow my YouTube channel? What if I make a fool of myself? What if I just fail at YouTube? What if I just am so bad at this? Right? And I had to, like, I allowed myself to feel those feelings, which I think is important. Like, don't suppress the feeling you have, but like, I had to acknowledge those feelings and ask myself, like, okay, where, and like, I'm very like, I put my hand on my gut to feel my emotions. Like, that's how I like get to like what is actually going on. But like, I had to be like, where does this come from? And of course, like, most of it, if not all of it, is from childhood. But really, like, going in and reflecting and finding what it was has truly helped me to like let that go, like let go of those fears. Because at the end of the day, if something is in my heart and my mind to do something, I'm gonna go after it. And that's what I've done with YouTube. And even though it's not, where I want it to be, it's the fact that I've learned so many skills in this last year, with editing, with thumbnail creation, with SEO, with keywords, with podcasting, with editing, like certain things, like with your breath and stuff. Even though I'm not good at that, like, I've learned how to do it. And if someone asked me like, hey, what's the first step that I should take, or the first 5 things I should do to start like my YouTube channel, the way that I feel so confident to respond to that, I just feel like I'd be able to give them kind of like a step by step based off of what I tried, that I learned the hard way, and versus, things that I did that I felt like I excelled at really quickly, and things that I did that I feel like I got the hang of that are working out for me right now. And so, yeah, it really boosts your confidence. Like, I can sit there and say, wow, I've learned how to do this. Like, I feel pretty good about myself because I didn't know how to do these things a year ago. So, yes, I just really wanted to share that personal story because it's made such a huge difference in my life. And I hope that that's inspiring to anyone watching, that like, you really can learn new skills, and you really can develop these skills, and you can, have all the self-belief to be able to do these things, and it'll work out. Thanks for sticking around and hearing my personal story. Let's move on to the next chapter. We're going to talk about how you can develop a growth mindset and how you can just build on your self-belief. I have 7 things that you can try here in any order as they kind of come up in your life as you're experiencing, your day to day. And I really believe that this is going to help you become an even better version of yourself. Number 1 is to just embrace challenges. So next time you find yourself in a situation and you're having a really difficult time, whatever that is, take a step back and really ask yourself, okay, in what way can I embrace what's happening to me? And I know that that doesn't sound intuitive, like to sit there and be like, okay, how do I embrace this? Like, I know that's not intuitive, but truly, like, look at what you're experiencing and ask yourself, okay, how do I embrace this for what it is and what it's trying to teach me? Even though I'm having a really difficult time, how can I just sit back and like look at this big picture? And is there something that I can find within this that can help me persevere through the challenge? And just don't run away from challenges. If something's hard, embrace that it's hard, but then think about, okay, what's one thing I can do to navigate this situation? And a lot of times that one thing is really all you need to do to build the momentum to continue going through. The next thing is to learn from criticism. So if someone's giving you feedback, maybe it's an evaluation at work, or maybe it's, maybe it's even feedback from yourself, like with my example, me not being able to lose weight, that in a way can be maybe not necessarily criticism, but it's a form of feedback. Look at that and learn from it. Whether it's criticism or failure, what can you take from it? Where's the lesson? Where's the gem? What did it teach you? And often asking yourself, what did this teach me, can really open doors as to what the lesson actually is. Just asking yourself that question. Reflect on your failures. Like, this is so big, you guys. This is the third one. Don't avoid the lesson from your failure. If you felt like you didn't do something well, or if you failed at something, well, why? Why did you fail at it? What could you have done better? What could you have done differently? What will you try next time? But just reflect on it. Don't avoid the thing you did and that didn't turn out the way you wanted it to be, because when something really matters to you, you're not going to ignore, the problem. You're not going to ignore the problem at hand. You're going to dive deep and you're going to say, all right, what am I supposed to take from this? Set achievable goals. I can tell you that I did not do this with the YouTube example. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was very much like, I want to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. I'm not there yet, and that's okay. It is my mindset that allows me to be okay with this. But I feel like when you're first starting out with developing a growth mindset, you really want to pick goals that are going to be challenging, but that you can achieve, because you don't want to pick something that's going to be too difficult that then makes you feel really bad about yourself to the point where you don't even want to try, because that's going to feed the part of your mind that tells you that, okay, well, I really can't do things. So pick something that's going to push you, but that like, you know what, I can do this. So like in my example, an achievable goal would have probably been like, okay, I started in November of last year. So an achievable goal maybe would have been, all right, 100 subscribers by the end of 2024, which would be this year in December, which is pretty reasonable, because it's like, at the end of the day, that's 100 people that don't know me. That, you know what I mean? So pick something that you're going to have to put in an effort to do, but that like, I can do this. Like, I can definitely do this. And speaking of, definitely make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, because the next video that I'm going to be recording for this Level Up series is going to be about setting achievable goals, setting SMART goals, how to accomplish goals. Like, it's going to be all goal setting. So you don't want to miss that video. Something else you can do are daily affirmations. We love a good affirmation. And by the way, I have a podcast that's all on affirmations, so you can definitely check that out. But yeah, even just a couple affirmations a day goes such a long way, especially specifically to today's topic. And maybe some things you can say is, I believe in myself. I can do hard things. I embrace the lesson in everything I experience. It's okay if I didn't succeed this time. With effort, I can do anything, right? Like, just little things like this that you can say to yourself. Number 6 is visualize success. Like, visualize yourself, whatever it is that, whatever new skill you're wanting to learn how to do, or maybe it's just the self-belief all around, but visualize what that looks like. Like, what does it look like for you to be that person that looks at challenges like, all right, this is an opportunity for me to do better, for me to be better. The person that's like, oh, bring it in, all right? A challenge, an obstacle, let's go. I got this. I believe in myself. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to be even better because of it. Like, visualize you being that person. The more you can see it in your mind's eye, it's like right there. Like, the more you just feel like, okay, this is me, like, I'm becoming this person. And then the last thing that I want to say for how to develop a growth mindset and how to have self-belief is just to like surround yourself with positive people. Okay, positivity is contagious in the same way that negativity is. The more you're around people who also believe in themselves, the more you're around people who have a growth mindset, who challenge themselves, who push themselves, who try new things, who are leveling up, the more that rubs off on you, and the more that it's just contagious. The more that it's like, oh, okay, like, I see my friend and she's been like crushing it. Like, all right, like, that makes me want to keep up with my journey. And this is so true. Like, the main people that I personally surround myself with are all people who are leveling up, whether it's career, health, finances. Like, all my friends are literally leveling up in one area or another in their life, and it is just so encouraging and so motivating to see. And it's nothing about competition or anything. It's more so like, damn, she's getting it, he's getting it. I love that for them. And it's like, it just reminds me to not give up on myself and for me to keep going, and that I am not alone in this journey, and that you are not alone in this journey. So find your people, because it's really going to help build you up to be that version of yourself that you'd want to be, that positive version, that happy version, that version of you that knows that literally nothing is off limits for you, because anything is possible because you believe that it is. So I have a homework assignment for y'all, okay? Because it's one thing to watch this video all the way till the very end, but it's another to actually go and do something like tangible and to like really immerse yourself in something that is going to actually help you change your mindset. You don't have to do all 4 things, but I do have 4 assignments that you essentially can do. Number 1 is to invest in a journal, okay? Or use the notes in your phone, but I highly recommend investing in a journal. And over the next 2 weeks, reflect on things that you're struggling with, like any sort of daily challenge you're having, and just you're not judging it. You're not trying to, you're just not going to judge it. All you're going to do is just write about it. So what was hard today? Why was it difficult? How did this make me feel? How did I approach the situation? What way could I have shown up to the situation with more love and grace for myself? Whatever comes up for you, just let it out and journal about it. But just reflect on what challenges happen on a day-to-day and the attitude that you have about them, and just keep note of that over the next 2 weeks, and see if there's maybe any themes of certain problems that come up in your life, if there's certain themes to the way that you react or respond, just to build a little bit of an awareness of how you personally view challenges. Because it's one thing to take that quiz, which by the way is homework assignment number 2. It's one thing to take that quiz and assignment and see where your mentality is at, but it's another to actively like be in situations and then look back and say, oh, this is actually how I responded to a real life scenario that happened to me. So number 2 definitely is to do that quiz that I mentioned. It'll be in the description for you down below, so you can just click on the link, or you might copy paste it. Number 3 is going to be to build a vision board. You can do a digital one, or you can go to like Walmart or Target and get a board, like what is it called? A paper board, I don't know, and then just like print pictures off of like Canva, or you can print pictures off Pinterest. You can put quotes on there, you can draw on there, but just something to help you see what the actual goal is. And I'll actually put like a little picture of one of my older vision boards, just so y'all can see what type of things I normally have on there. But it should be things that actually mean something to you, and they should be things that inspire you. And then the other assignment that you can do is you can find a bunch of limiting beliefs worksheets on like Canva or Pinterest. I also have a free one on my website, so I'll link that below as well. But just something to get you to kind of see like, what are my limiting beliefs and why do I have them? Where do they stem from? And then some sort of activity to get you to like reframe that thinking into something positive. So a limiting belief might be something like, let's do the YouTube example. Like, I can't do YouTube because, or too many people already do YouTube. So that's a limiting belief. But then a way that, I might reframe that thinking is, what? There's more than enough for all of us to be successful. Or, I'm unique in my own way. There may be other people in this same niche, but there's only one Ladette. So figuring out what those limiting beliefs are, but then reframing it into something that's positive, but that's also your own truth, is also going to help cultivate that growth mindset, because it like helps you realize what your actual truth is. So that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for sticking around till the end of this video. I'm like so excited to hear about how this journey goes for you all. Definitely let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Again, next week's video is going to be all on goal setting, and you can find these videos on the Level Up playlist on my channel. I'm so excited to talk about this with y'all. I'm so excited to go even deeper on this journey with you all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Love you guys. Bye.